Okay, we are live back here at the 2017 Q Conference in Palm Springs, rejoined again this year by Brad Montague.
Me.
You.
I'm here.
You were our keynote last year.
They let me come
And
back.
I was going to say, something must have gone right.
They let me come back. Everybody was so nice, and then they let me come back.
Probably because it was an amazing reception last year. I mean, I remember we were doing our interview last year, and people were lined up just to hug you. Right? I mean,
Well, there's 2 people here now.
well, we
Two.
got to get more lined
working.
up. Yeah, more hugs are always better. But
Thank
anyhow,
you. It was
welcome
so fun.
back.
I
Welcome
love
back.
Q.
And,
I love all the teachers. I love the vibe here. I love this.
and
just
there's
a
more
fu-
people this year even than last year.
What?
More people to love.
What?
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
Yeah. And you flew in literally from Canada.
Yes.
Right, just for
I
this.
just got here from Canada. It's my first time in Canada.
Oh, is it
It's
really?
my first time. I love Degrassi, so this is a really big deal for me. And here's the thing: I found out Canada is far less dramatic than Degrassi led on, but they're even nicer. They're so kind,
Yeah.
and I loved it. Got to see a lot of educators and kids. I'm working on a project in Canada in a couple of weeks.
You can't tease them. I mean, tell us a little bit about
I'm going I can't even say the words. I'm going to the Toronto Film Festival, and I have all these kids have been pitching me their movie ideas, and so I'm going to be pitching kids' movies ideas
To real producers.
to real executives at this film festival. So I can't wait.
And I know you can't tell us what they are, but I mean, is there a range here? Like funny, dramatic, ridiculous?
Ridiculous seems to be the theme. Kids want to see movies that are about. Okay, I can't, because they own the rights to these. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not gonna give out these ideas.
Theoretically, though.
But I'll just say that there is a main character in one kid's movie that is a napkin.
That's awesome.
There's a whole lot of space.
Okay.
They like space. So it's good stuff. Kids have great ideas.
What do you consider a kid? Is there can't be 13?
No, there's a few teenagers, but mostly 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade have been the area that we're working on in Canada.
And how did they? I'm just curious. How did they get picked? How did they get picked for you to work with them?
I've been doing this project where classrooms, I Skype with them, and in doing so, I've found all these crazy little groups of amazing people. It started out where I was just going to Skype in the U.S., and then I ran out of states. There's only 50 of them, and so now I have over 1,800 classrooms that I'm connected with, so it's been really fun.
What do you talk about when you Skype with them?
I don't talk. The kids talk to me.
Like what?
So I send them questions beforehand
I
about
see.
what they care about. So it's, what's the funniest thing in the world to you? What are you afraid of? How can I be a better grown-up?
Got it.
It's really, really, really
And do you
eye-opening.
use those in Kid President in the videos? We should have said the connection here to Kid President in case people don't know that you're the producer of Kid President.
I am?
That's what I've heard.
Cool.
I mean, I have no proof.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
I never see. Oh, did see you on camera once. With
Yeah,
him.
I've been.
Yeah.
No, I've been creating things for a while. That's for kids and former kids. It's been my thing that I would love doing.
Everybody's a kid.
And Kid President is a project I created with my brother-in-law. He lives across the street from me, and that's something that found its way in the classrooms and all.
So,
over the
are you using these ideas when you Skype with kids on Kid President?
No, this is a whole new thing that
Okay.
I've been learning from kids because with Kid President, was this whole other thing. It became more about one kid, and I really want it to be about all kids.
Right.
And so I've been sort of pausing to just actually listen to kids.
That's cool.
And hear what they like, what they don't like, and it's been amazing. I started out really burnt out, and then kids have just put wind in my sails.
That's amazing.
It's been exciting.
So that's one of the things you've been doing since we saw you last year. But you mentioned something about the Guggenheim. What are you doing in the Guggenheim?
So the Guggenheim is this one of the greatest museums in the
Yeah.
world, and they invited me to come speak
Because
there.
they're crazy.
Yeah. And so my first idea was to steal art from the museum. Because that's what you do. Like, people smuggle art out of
Of course,
museums.
it's the heist.
And I thought this will be really fun. I was talking to my wife, find out what pieces are at the museum and steal them. And then it was just this joke. But then I thought, well, what if we smuggled art into the museum?
Oh, nice.
And so we had all these kids we were working with, so we said, tell us what you think hope looks like, and we're going to smuggle hope into the museum.
Love
so
it.
over 500 pieces we smuggled into the
What
museum.
does that look like? You literally put them on the walls, or you just like stuff
Some
them in
of
a
the-
trash can, or
so
leave
we
them in the
did-
bathroom?
yes. Well, like, so we wore these overcoats, my wife and I, and our coats are lined with art, and I even had some in my pants and in a suitcase, and we went into the Guggenheim and just tried to act like things are normal, but I'm already awkward, so we're in the museum, and I'm just, like, there's
Painted with art everywhere.
well, one security person said something to me, and I said, I'm not smuggling art.
I'm not telling you what I'm doing.
Just like, this is,
Yeah.
I'm so dumb. But we take it in, and so we did several things where we did a display where we actually stood and filmed their art being shown, so we could. So the idea is that these kids, you know, they can forever say, well,
I had my art.
my work's been shown at the Guggenheim.
Right.
And so we
awesome.
made these little things that are going out to all the young artists that you know, your work has officially been shown at the Guggenheim.
That's cool.
We showed them to people that are walking around, and then they even let us put up a little display that was several of the students' art, and it was really incredible.
That's really cool. And was that documented? Pictures, Instagram, video?
Yeah, we did
can
a
see
whole
it online
story,
or
and
something?
we're still like going through because there was over 500 pieces, but we took them all in. But we created a little video, and it's on YouTube. It's
Awesome.
The Great Art Smuggle.
That's great. We'll check that out. You mentioned stories just now, and I know that obviously you're a storyteller in many different ways, but this is something, it sounds like, there's some new projects around promoting stories and getting kids to tell stories and so on.
Yeah, well, so I heard this thing a while back that, and I know it's true with me, that people don't remember facts, but we remember stories.
Of course.
And I thought back to my favorite teachers, my favorite things. It was always, they had these great stories, and they're great storytellers. And one of the things that's been happening with all the videos I make, or little poems I'll write, or whatever, is that for some reason, these teachers were using them, and I didn't understand. Because
What do you mean they were using them? Like,
because I can't eat with a fork. Why would anything I say be of use to a classroom? But then I realized that they were using them not just for all the content that's in there, but like using them to say, this is not
Don't
how
do that.
you do this. Don't be like
Right.
that pale man who made this. No, but they're using them as a starting point, as a launch pad to share everything from history to science to getting them engaged in just being curious about the world. And so that with Kid President videos, over and over and over, I would create a video with the intent that it would just be a hopeful video, when instead someone else would see it and it would be hopeful, but it would also be a writing project.
Right.
It would be a prompt. It would be. So I've been fascinated with story-based learning, and that's where I've been learning from a lot of educators about how their classrooms work, how students are engaging. So I've been creating these little stories that are personal, and then sharing them with my friends who are teachers and being like, is this a thing? Is this a thing you could use? And usually I'm like, there's no way that this story about a balloon that finds out he's going to pop and it's dealing with his existential crisis.
Of course.
But then they find ways to use them in really meaningful ways and take it further than I ever imagined. So.
And the rumor is you're going to be sharing one of these stories or some of this tomorrow. Is that right?
No, so I'm speaking Saturday.
You're clearly very hyped for this.
I did this thing where I said I'm gonna just throw out my normal talk, any story. If I've used it before, it's thrown away. I got to do something because this is Q and it's got to be special. They deserve the best. So
this is a premiere, or is this more like a workshop, or is it more like an intervention?
This is Brad.
Which
It's
is
so
it?
dumb. So I'm doing a whole new talk and a new story that I wrote that's in 3 parts, and then I animated it, and I'm nervously proud of it, and I say I'm proud of it, but I'm nervous that it might not work.
So high potential for bombing, basically, right? But you've got look. There's already people lined up here who love you. So there's no way that the friends will let this bomb. You're amongst friends.
Well,
6,000 of your closest
It's a personal
friends.
story I'm sharing, about grown-ups who are a big deal to me, and a whole story about it's a story of the incredible floating girl, and it's a little animated story.
That's awesome. It sounds awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll all be there to support you for sure.
Thank you. Good.
That's cool.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Saturday.
Saturday. This, of course, is going up long after Saturday, but that's okay.
What's the point? Is the camera even on?
Anyhow, it's always great to have you here. We're so glad we
good.
get 2 years in a row with you. Maybe next year, if you get to 3, you get a jacket. And it's like
like a
hosting
club?
Saturday Night Live. Yeah, like
Oh,
number of
okay.
times. Yeah. So we'll shoot for just keeping the
See you
thing
next
going.
year, year 3.
All right, man.
Let me in.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, it was
Cool. Brad Montague, check out all his stuff that he's got going on. Look for the Toronto Film Festival stuff. Look at Kid President stuff. And whatever this crazy story is, it's going to be awesome.
MontagueWorkshop.com is where the new stuff is.
There you go. That's what he said. All right. For everybody here at Q, I'm Chris Walsh, and we'll see you soon.